Alright guys, who's Matic70 coming at you guys with that tank build video that everyone's asking for. This is my main setup. I don't even know, I don't have my gold outcross on, but I don't even have my gold outcross glyphed out, but I will run to reduce costs of blocking and then one reduce cost of stam abilities if I'm blocking more than once every 2 seconds. And if I have to block more than once every 2 seconds, or if I don't have to block once every 2 seconds, that's what I meant to say, I will run a reduced stam cost of abilities. So like VAA, Hellrod, most of the bosses in there, the Crag Trials, I'll run reduced cost of abilities because I won't be blocking as much. And then I run Torx Pact. Disregard my gear all being shattered, but I've been busy lately. Torvikin is a good set for a tank, but I run Lord Warden. But if you have Lord Warden and you're in a close area where you need, and someone already has Lord Warden, it won't stack, so you could run Torvikin for the 15% reduced damage and healing received to enemies. That's also really good because it won't stack with Lord Warden, so like it sort of mitigates better. Min-max, shit like that. And your monster set you can run is Earthgore. I just don't have good traits. Torvikin, Engine Guardian, or Bloodspawn. Bloodspawn I really only use for solo. And if you're a beginner tank, Malabeth is a pretty good setup, but I run, usually I'll do one well fitted and then the rest are sturdy, and that's just the way I like it, so I can roll dodge just without putting my CP. And then I run Alkosh, and I'll get into the reasons why I run a lightning staff in a second, but I run a crusher enchant on my sword of Alkosh. I don't care if I'm making anything gold, I'm not here for damage, and I got healers, so I don't even heal from a spar anyway. But that's just how I run my setup. I'll get into skills in a second, but what you could also do is put Evan on the body, and then you could run Alkosh on your jewelry, or you could put Dragon and then Alkosh if you're main tanking, and then if you're off tanking, you could put like Dragon on your front bar, or Dragon on your jewelry and only on your sword and board, and then run your Evan on your body, so then your Evan Dragon, and put Warhorn on this bar, on your sword and board bar, and you'll have a lot higher uptime of Warhorn. It's like the Dwarvolds for tanks, just because the reduced cost is even greater. And then to get into the skills, my front bar changes a lot, but basically both my bars change a lot, but this one stays pretty stationary. Just these two spots right here, flex spots, and this one right here as well. I mean, I could put talons here, deep breath, but I usually like to keep blockade of storms on for the off balance, and I'll get into the reason I run that. And then you can run purge, you could run guard. Yeah, but that's my back bar flex spots, are just these three right here. Not green dragons with though, just my triangle L1 and R1. And then you could run Warhorn on the back bar and then shield disp on the front bar for like solo content, but I usually try to keep aggressive Warhorn always on my front bar and then Magma Shell on the back bar for like oh shit. And this bar can change a lot. Your flex spots are going to be your circle mainly and your triangle, because there's going to be sometimes you can't drop block that long, and heroic slash is going to like not be as useful for some fights. I mean, I'm probably, people are going to call me stupid for that, but just my opinion. I know you get the minor main in the ultimate regen, but there's just some fights where I'd put other moves on. Sometimes I'll front bar green dragon's blood, I'll put deep breath on there. There's just some times where I think heroic slash has less priority over other moves. But like the second boss in V-Maul, I'll run purge here, and then for the last boss I'll put absorb magicka there, here, and then igneous there. But the thing is Engulfing Flames is going to be a very good setup. With all the magic now going double infused for Inferno, they do 7% more damage. So it's just a way for your tank to get more active and increasing DPS. You can run Vigor if you want to. I'd put that there if I was going to run it, but I don't run Vigor too often. I just use my shit heals, Green Dragon Blood, basically my only heal. I'll do DSA without Vigor. I'll do everything without Vigor. Unless I'm running Powerful Assault or not Engine Guardian, Earth Core. Then I'll switch it out. But let's get to the reason I'm using a Lightning Staff. The reason I'm using a Lightning Staff is because it is charged. And if you don't know what that means, is I'm going to be proccing off balance a lot. And the reason you want to keep off balance up is increase damage, increase ulti return, not ulti return, resource return, and it frees up your DPS from running shock staffs, so they could go a lot higher DPS with their dual infernos, and then your healers won't have to run blockade storms. They could, but it's just better for keeping everyone situated to where you don't have a lot to think about as a tank in most fights. You just have to think placement, line of sighting, and just blocking, but it helps because the healers might have to heal through Shihai or Kite Meteors or something. I'm not saying tanking's the easiest thing out there, but there's definitely like some times where you won't need to be blocking, so you can just drop that lightning and then switch bars. But it's also good to time your Alkosh with your off balance, and just to increase your DPS, and then call in your Warhorn at the same time, so everyone's on the same page. You're all DPSing in a pretty good burn phase right there. It just helps DPS a lot. What else you could run is, I don't have this setup on this tank right now, but you could run Spell Powered Cure and Evan for an off tank. Pretty good setup. Your healer, one of your healers could take off Spell Powered Cure at that point, and you do just fine, and your healer could run whatever set you would run. And then you could put, I don't know if I have it unlocked, I don't, but you could put, you could put Blood Altar there. Just run your Blood Altar, the one that increases the duration. That's going to be the one you want. And if your healers are having a hard time not being able to switch bars, like V-Hall first boss, if you guys do the 6-man split way, you could get Orb. I've never really ran it, and just put it either here, because you won't need chains for that fight, but you will need purge, so you will need to have this slot open. And people are asking, where's my major ward and resolve? I use balance. I think balance is a necessity for a tank. That's just my opinion though. People are gonna argue that one. That's just the way I feel, because I'm out of magic right now. I can't do anything, can't heal, but I have a full health, so I could take this out, and bam, I know I'm down to 16k health when I drop that. But if your healers are doing what they're supposed to, and you're where you're supposed to, and your DPS where they're supposed to, you're gonna have Breath of Life, you're gonna have Mutagen, you're gonna have Combat Prayer, you're gonna have Healing Springs, you're gonna have everything. So like, when I cast this in fights, I can literally spam this and my health won't drop at all. But then solo content, I still do run that sometimes. I'll just slap Bloodspawn and Shield Discipline on my front bar, but I do put on Spiked Armor, and I do use Volatile Armor just for if I ever tank axes with a bad healer. I'll run Volatile Armor and Vigor, so I don't have to keep taunting axes and wasting resources. You could always run Inhale, but that's just the way I prefer. And what else do I really have to go over? My CP I'll get to in a second, but every move I have unlocked I use, like rapid maneuvers, that's a good one for a tank. Especially like V-Hoff, like running through all the spinning shits. And get into my CP, my campaign CP. My green tree, run 48 Warlord, like the break free and 9 Sprinter. You can always put more in a Sprinter, just don't. 7 Arcanist, that's really all I feel like I need on balance, so again, it's not really a big deal to me. You could actually take him out and put him into healthy or whatever the fuck you want to put him into, tumbling. I run 75 in tenacity, 1 into befouled because fuck it, I don't have anything else to put him into. 0 into tumbling, I don't roll dodge too much, I just block and walk. That's about it. Shadow Ward, full 100%. I know people are gonna bitch at me that I'm over 75 points, fucking min-max CP. This is my playstyle, CP is to your playstyle, so if you wanna say like whatever the fuck you want, I don't give a fuck. Just CP is all preference. That's my green tree. You could literally just take 75 or 25 out here, put them into here, so you guys cannot complain about my CP not being min-max. It's my preference. I put 100 in the bless, 100 in the elf born, 40 in the physical weapon expert because like nothing else in this tree is good. And plus I don't really run vigor, so precise strikes isn't really that good for me, but I probably will end up taking everything out of here and putting it into precise strikes. Just never done it because yeah, fuck it. 66 ironclad. I really never change this for any trial. This really stays the same at all times. I don't even know if fuck I have 40 in the past. Alright, I got 66 ironclad, 48 thick skin, 43 elemental defender, 37 hardy, 40 bastion, 4 quick recovery, 2 heavy armor flickers. The reason I have so much into bastion is for igneous shield. Igneous shield's good for like Shi-High and hard mode, Hell Raw. It's good for last boss of VAA, execute phase. It's good for poison phase and Vet Sanctum Ophidia. Good for last boss of V-Hoff. It's good for everything. Just igneous, and I just prefer it. I really don't have a problem with damage mitigation. Again, this is a trials build, so you will have healers. So I know people say, what if your healers go down? But you're pretty much self-sustaining your tank. I mean, my resource management's good, so like I never really have a problem with anything. So that's my CP, and then the food and consumables I use. I also run the Lord Mundus, which is a max health one. You could run the Atro, but again, I run balance, so I don't need it. Stage 4 vampire, tri-stat food, and little tripods. That's all I run. Tripods. So it's really my tank video for this patch. And